There are 40 jelly beans in a bag. They are either red or blue. If there are 28 red jelly beans, what percent of them are blue? Now, the first thing I'm going to do when I'm solving this problem is identify the important information. I know that there's 40 jelly beans. I know that they're either red or blue. There's 28 red jelly beans. And if I look at my question, I'm noticing it's not referring to the red jelly beans. It's actually referring to the blue ones. So I want to keep that in mind as I'm solving this problem. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is identify if I know 100% of my items. In this case, I know that's going to be 40 because that's all of the jelly beans inside of the bag. So I know that 40 is over 100%. So that is already given to me. Now here we know that there are 28 red jelly beans, but again, we're looking for the blue ones. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to subtract 40 by 28, which gives me 12. Now the reason I'm doing this is because there's either red jelly beans or blue jelly beans. So if those that are red, if I subtract those that are red from the total, it's just going to give me the blue ones. 28 are red, 12 are blue. So what I'm actually doing is I'm looking for what percent 12 jelly beans is. Now, of course, I need to find a scale factor between 40 and 12, but I can't easily do that without having to use a decimal. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to find a common factor between 40 and 12, the number of blue jelly beans. In this case, that's going to be 4. I can divide 40 by 4. I'm actually going to divide 40 by 10 and 100 by 10. So here I know that 4 jelly beans is 10% of the bag. Now, of course, I'm going to go from my 4 jelly beans to 12 by a scale factor of 3. And here what I'm going to do is multiply my percentage by 3, which gives me 30%. So I know that 30% of the jelly beans are blue. Now there's more than one way to do this problem. So again, we're going to have the same problem here. We still have that there are 40 jelly beans in the bag. They're still either red or blue, and 28 of them are red. Now what I'm going to do here is going to be a little different because I still have that 40 is 100% of my jelly beans. Now in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the 28 here, and you're going to see why in just a bit. So I'm going to find what 28 jelly beans, what percentage 28 jelly beans is. And remember that these are the red jelly beans. So I'm going to put this in red, just so we remember that. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a common factor between 40 and 28. So I'm going to use, again, 4, because 4 still works for this. And if you remember from the last problem, we divided this by 10. Divide that by 10 to give us 10%. And now I'm going to multiply this by 7 to get to 28, and 10 times 7 is going to give me 70%. So now I know that 70% of the jelly beans are red, and of course this is out of 100%. So in order to figure out the blue jelly beans, I'm just going to subtract 100 minus 70, which is going to give me 30, which is the same result that I had for my last example, where it showed that 30% of the jelly beans are blue. So what you can do is either swap out the number of items you're looking for by subtracting from the whole, just like we did here, or you can solve the problem as is with the information given to you, but just remember that because we're looking for the opposite of what we're given, here we have red jelly beans and here we have blue jelly beans, you're going to have to subtract the percentage you find by 100 at the end to find your true percentage.